what? Okay, so we had some weird technical issues because the Macintosh, the Mac hates us every week. We come in here, that Mac is like, "F you guys."
I am
F
not
you.
a part of the fruit cult. I hate Macs.
Can I just say though, I especially really love the grin of the still of Gavin.
I don't know what I was bad about, but I was bad about something. So welcome to Fan Service. We are
Hey.
back with you guys live for another week. We had to take some time off because my mom died and it caused a lot of confusion around here. We had dealt with a lot of things. So now we're back on schedule.
Yay, scheduled.
Going to a bigger, better future. We're going to have lots of fun. I am Gavin, joined by...
I'm Harley.
And I'm the Jeffy. Where's Pocky?
And Pocky's in the booth running things today because he's doing some production
He's
stuff.
got toddler duty.
Yeah, he has the small one with him.
He does.
He said they were willing to watch children. So,
So Harley's
I
like-
was already having to bring Dorian, and so I was like, screw it.
You're like, all right.
Cocky gets a baby.
It was funny because Harley and Jill and Dorian came to help me clean out my mom's closet of wonders. Like, it was just the weirdest stuff in
It
there.
really was. There was some random.
I was over there for a brief moment. I was just like,
Yeah.
Dorian
All right.
still loves his phone and his new favorite thing.
He was walking around
He
with a
sleeps
phone.
with this corded phone. And I'm like, do you even know how to use the same technology? And he's like, he picks up the hang-up end. He's like, hello. I'm like, it's the wrong buttons, dear.
Yeah, he was walking around with that phone and some toys and just the random, like, Jeffrey got the bag of Star Trek books. Like,
Like every time
I've
I
already
pulled one out, I
started.
was like, it's Jeffrey's pal.
48 Star Trek titles.
We thought they were all like baddie, like romance
Oh.
novels.
Oh, no.
So I was like,
Oh,
Jeffrey's
no.
got some Star Trek porno to read.
Nope. No,
Yeah.
what, there is some out there, and I'm not. No, I'm just gonna shut up right now. Anyways,
Jeffrey's read Star Trek porno.
so I was all excited to give him some action figures, and I gave him some of my mom's favorite Star Trek ornaments and a set of pint glasses, and I was like, take that bag of books.
and
I
they.
wound up with the Star Trek Barbies though.
Yeah, he missed
I
on
have,
Star
a
Trek
few, I have a
Barbies.
few of the Star Trek
No, we have the big
figures.
set
Oh,
that
I
we pulled out
know.
of the closet.
Highly
Yeah,
jealous.
my mom's closet of wonders was insane. Like,
Jeffrey this week while he was gone got to see the magic that Jill and I hide in the sewing room that Jeffrey wants to steal.
Yes.
what is it?
We have signed Star Trek scripts. We have
Oh,
3 of
nice.
those, and then we have a pin that Spock actually wore.
I want them all. I want them all.
Too bad you don't like a better fandom like Star Wars.
Jill, Jill, with the rate those movies are going, no. So Jill, if you're home right now, just so you know, if I'm over, I will steal them.
Make kisses. I want Princess Kylo Ren to kiss Prince. You know.
What?
Like Purple Rain Prince, or
No, like Ray. I'm gonna Prince Ray and
she's
Princess.
like acting this out. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's like yeah, make them
no,
kiss.
Kiss.
Butthole demon. Just because.
Butthole demon.
All right,
That's our
so
go-to for everything now.
today
Butthole demon.
we are going to be talking about Game of Thrones because it's done.
It's done. It's over.
Yes.
It's
It's been-
finally over.
an epic
We
run.
waited long enough. We're gonna talk about it. And if you get upset with us, hey, spoiler alert, too bad.
It ended a month ago. Shut up.
Like, it's so. Let's talk about why you watched the show.
So I was never planning on watching Game of Thrones.
Either was I.
Jill actually at the start of the Sherwood season was like, okay, hey, for me, just watch Game of Thrones with me. So I binged watched from February up until the ending. I binged watched the entire 8 seasons of Game of Thrones.
What about you?
I mean, I read the books back when I was in high school as a freshman, and when they were saying, "Oh, it's gonna be on TV," I was like, "Sure, why not?" I give it a go, and HBO, I was like, "All right." And just from there, I was like, "This is pretty nice." Yeah, they went off from the books, but at the same time,
Well, they kind of
I-
passed the books.
yeah,
Just
well, a lot, but I appreciate that because now when the books actually do get finished and come out, I can actually read something entirely different, which
Yeah,
I'm looking
me too.
forward to. Yeah, be completely different to where, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
I had no idea what these books were, what this series was when I started, because I was like, "You gotta watch this." And so after about halfway through the season, You know, being in TV and film that we do, we can predict just about everything.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised by the things that the show was doing and who they would kill off and who they would like. So I enjoyed that element of not knowing. And I've never had like out loud moments in any show except for this one. And like I was in the house full of people for the Red Wedding and I lost it when that episode ended and they were completely at a loss for words.
I was laughing during that scene because I was just I was like, oh shoot, they're really going for this.
See,
Oh,
So
they're
I
really
watched
going for
Red
it.
Wedding
Oh my god, my
in
mom
March.
screamed.
And I was just like, wow, that was predictable.
so I didn't let anyone spoil anything for me who read the books. They only spoiled one thing because I was like, Joffrey dies, right? He has to effing die. That was the only thing someone spoiled for me. But I went into the whole thing fresh, and yeah, they made some choices along the line that I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird. But overall,
Like, how do you keep Bronn alive that long?
just rolling around in a wheelchair in the middle of the woods, like
You know,
for real.
And then, actually,
Hold the door.
Also Brom,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that guy's like, what kind of plot armor did that guy buy to stay alive all the way till the end and get a seat on the council?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
he
seriously.
became the king.
No, not Braun.
Oh.
Braun. No, Braun, and then Brom, the dude that used to hang around with Tyrion.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Home skillet.
Yeah, he just. I thought you were talking about, you know, the
And
the third-eyed raven.
No, the plot armor around, you know, all the Starks, and I was like, this is crazy.
It was crazy, but it was fun. It was so much fun
Arya
to watch.
should have been dead. So
No,
No, I
because
disagree with you because I think she should have killed Cersei at the end. I think she should have gotten what she wanted.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you what I actually wanted. I wanted Cersei to be sitting in her throne, drinking her wine, going, "This isn't gonna happen." And then here comes Daenerys and Drogon, and they're in the back window, just staring through, and then
Butt creeping.
right there.
Wait. It's like this.
Yes.
Wait. Sit in the middle. Sit in the middle. So you're Cersei, okay?
Yep.
And she's like, haha, I won. And it's just like, ho ga ga ga, ho ga ga ga, ho ga ga ga.
Yes, that was the death island.
You know, like Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park scene.
That's what I wanted, but I didn't get that. I also didn't get another flashback scene with Drogo when Dany died. I didn't get that either. I was highly disappointed with that.
She want like an old montage of like all their fun
No,
adventures
no,
in the
I
past
wanted, I
season?
wanted her to be like dead again, and then she walk into the hut, and it's like in the first season.
Yeah.
That's what I
Oh, I
wanted.
see.
I thought you were talking about the dragon crying,
I
going
felt-
like Eyes of an Angel, remembering all their fun flying memories.
No, that's
I
Drogo
felt-
gone, not Drogo.
Well, I felt at the end is that when that part happened and, you know, he does his thing and everything and she falls, and I felt like they could have done some flashbacks
Something.
or something because I just felt like that was a little bit rushed. I was like, oh, this is really good. This is
whole
good.
season is
And she's
rushed.
like, I was just a girl who could barely count to 10 and this and this. And it was just like, and then boom. And I was like, you could have made that so
That should
much
have been.
better.
That should have been the death that Cersei got. It should have been the death that Cersei got, and then at the end, just have him like Jamie rip his face off and be, you know, Arya.
No, so it's
okay with that
funny
too.
because the last two seasons were kind of rushed.
Yeah, it was.
But
Very
there was, I think the last season had some of the most epic moments of all. Like the
Entirely.
entire zombie fight on Winterfell. Granted, it was
Yes.
really dark. But that
Turn the brightness up
episode.
on your
Everyone
TV.
was
Stop
so
whining.
pissed off about that.
You're
I was
supposed
like,
to watch it in
guys,
the dark.
you're supposed to watch it in the dark.
I did
it
watch
takes
it in the
place
dark.
at night. Turn up your brightness on your TV, your
get
contrast if
perfect-
you're upset.
Perfect.
But
I think the reason they did it was because there was a lot of things going on, and
Mm-hmm.
some of their effects were probably like crash test dummies being thrown at the
put
wall.
so much
it took 'em
into
50
the CGI dragons that they just said screw it.
Yeah, here's some shadowy figures from Hunchback of Notre Dame at the end where they're just like going like this in the crowd, remember? That's all it was. Bunch of
here's
zombies
some
doing
it took
that.
them about, 50 to 55 nights to film that one scene.
Yes.
Oh my, or that, that battle and everything. I
You
felt though
didn't
that more
like
characters
it.
should have died. I felt like
There was
more
a lot
characters
of
should have
people
died.
that should have
However, his direwolf, I was like, holy crap, it's still alive. Because it's like, after
Everyone
it's
wants
done,
the dog to
it's eared
live, but you want all the
everything.
humans to like
Yes.
die, but you want the dog to live.
Well, yeah,
course.
yeah.
You gotta have the dog live. Ghost has to live. Otherwise, everybody would turn the TV off and walk away.
Yeah.
Kind of like Tyrion. If Tyrion would have died, nobody would have watched.
Yeah, so I was glad he made it to the end.
I was surprised.
I was really surprised myself. I was like, oh, this
No,
is okay.
he. I don't really know what they did the last two episodes. Like, there was a point where I was like,
I'm confused.
I'm confused
Where
and
did
depressed.
all the freaking Unsullied and Dothraki come from?
Yeah, 'cause
they're dead.
They all ran off into the darkness and
I was
just
They
really-
come back.
yeah, because you
Yeah.
saw their flames
there
go
were
out.
two Dothraki that came back behind Jorah, and that was it.
But
And then all of a sudden,
I have to admit
there's all
though,
these Unsullied and Dothraki.
I have to admit, going to that back to that scene where you just, they're up there on the dragons looking down at everyone, and you just see this beautiful like line of fire, and it just goes out.
Starts to go out. Like
I was like-
that episode made the season for me. That was
was a cool
everything I
episode.
wanted, and I was at that end going, "How are they gonna do this?" And then that you saw the hair, and they do it like that, and I was like, "Oh fuck it on!" Like I was just yes, I was so happy that it was how it
cool.
played out the way it was. But then after that, it was kind of like,
What the hell did I just watch?
well, what's going
But
on?
the one
Like,
thing I really do like is that when spoilers,
the
guys.
show is full
Yeah.
of spoilers.
Yeah,
over.
yeah. But when the dragon, when he comes in and he looks at John and he just burns the throne down.
That was
and
great.
That right there was, and people were like, "Wait,
Yeah,
why
it
did
was
he
good.
do?" But it's
No
because
one will have it.
yeah, no one
No,
will have
he-
it because
no,
he's
he
breaking the wheel.
understood.
He's
Yeah.
breaking the wheel
He
that
broke the wheel that
Cersei was
Dany
obsessed
wanted
with.
That Dany wanted to break. But, I was at that moment fully expecting to say goodbye to Jon Snow right there. But it
But
was
you know what? I was
Again-
really wondering if he was going to get burned, and Jon Snow would just had his clothes all burnt off and be like, "Look
That's
at my
what you
hot,
wanted to
sweaty
see.
body."
You wanted to
It's not my
see-
type.
you wanted
But
to
I
see
mean,
him
no, I
naked.
mean, but because he's a Targaryen.
Not all Targaryens are fireproof.
That is true.
Oh, he's all snappy. So that's true. So when you're talking about at the end how they all should have died, I wanted Jaime Lannister to go back to kill his sister but not be able to do it and let Arya do it. Because that was the lamest ending plot ever.
For them,
Yeah,
it
but
was,
I
but at the
was
same
so
time,
mad
it
For
that-
him
was
to leave Brienne
I was
and
so
go
mad.
back there, like that was the lamest plot point
it was
I've ever
very
seen.
lame. I think it was a beautiful way for those two characters to die because it was like, wow, this is the
They
moment.
came into the world together, they went out together. But, I
Yeah.
wanted them dead. I wanted...
They got crumbled by some rocks. That's a cop out.
I wanted Jaime to kill Cersei. Like I said,
really- yeah.
Dany got...
But when Tyrion found his brother and sister just lying there dead, I was just like, oh.
Which was awfully convenient. They were all like very artfully posed.
It was very convenient.
Wait,
like,
ready,
and-
ready,
and
Vogue,
Jaime's
Vogue.
I was gonna stand here and hold your hand and cry. Because oh God, they're dead.
Yeah.
This show's about death.
But what confuses me is up to the last two seasons, it was a really good show.
I like the diagram where they explain how Game of Thrones is by the drawing of the horse.
drawing of the horse where it's really beautiful and then it just kind of degrades. You got like
Yeah.
the derpy head at the end.
Yes. Now, the one scene that still visually strikes me from season 8 is Dany walking up the stairs
And then
with Drogon in the background and the big beautiful wing shot.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
there's already people that have tattoos of that right now.
Oh, I know.
And it was perfect the way that was.
So,
I was
as
like,
the person
oh
who has
damn.
to play Dany for Pride this year for Dragon Slayer, I had to do a whole bunch of research to figure out which costume and how to pull this off because, I'm sorry, with the end of this season, you've got so many cool costumes to do justice.
Which one did
to.
you decide on?
I am actually gonna do the one from the last episode of season 7 where she's got the red dragon scale cape.
Yeah.
Because
Perfect.
the costume designer for Game of Thrones actually has a tutorial up on their website of how to do the dragon scale.
That's going to be pretty awesome.
I have to ask is like, okay, the whole series is over now on TV and such, but at the very end they have some spin-offs. Do you think that they're going to have the Starks do, Arya, Sansa, and
It's
Jon
all
Snow?
prequel stuff.
They're already saying they're not doing. They started filming the prequel.
Yeah.
They already said they're not doing Arya, but I highly doubt that. I'm pretty sure they'll come
That's
back.
the
to
other thing I'd want to
Arya.
watch.
Yeah.
For the further adventures of Arya in like the Wild West. Like I would watch the crap out of that show.
I
Oh,
wanna know-
entirely.
Yeah, you gotta know what's west of Westeros. And
Because
then-
she says she wants to go where the map ends.
Yeah,
She wants to
it's gotta be
see
west of
what's
Westeros.
going on.
What if she just like goes around and ends up on the other side of the map? Like, hey, the world's round. Like, hey,
Westeros.
hey.
Earth is not flat.
It's a frisbee.
So all this stuff makes you laugh because a prequel series, do we really need it? I mean, he hasn't even finished the
It's
book
a
series.
1,000-year prequel too. It's not even like
because they
It's
expl-
like
no.
going from Star Wars to the Old
Well, the
Republic.
thing is, it explains how they got how the ice wall became because they built that ice wall, and it's like
I didn't
how.
care.
Well,
And
no,
the
but
Stark
it also
built the ice
it talks
wall.
about how the Night King came to be.
We already know.
It
They showed us in the
Yeah,
series.
it shows you, but
It's a
it
Stark.
helped.
The
It's a
dude's a
Stark.
Stark.
Let's.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if they should just move on.
So
from
I have
it.
a question.
Yeah.
So at the end, they're sitting in the council room, and they're talking about Drogon and where he's going. If Bronn could, because Bronn says he's gonna go
Find him.
find him. If he could warg into that damn dragon, why didn't he do it seasons ago?
Because he wanted to work into the ravens and fly around and confuse the dragons in the thunderstorm. Like, he was the
You
most
could've
pointless
been a
character.
You could have been a dragon.
No, the Ravens
entire
went there to
time.
tell
no,
the
no.
Night King where he was.
That was the most pointless character in the entire series, and then to make him the king at the end?
It
was
made
so
perfect
mad.
sense.
No, it wasn't Jon
Oh
Snow.
dear.
Should have been Jon.
No, because he wanted to be whiny bitch
Well,
the
Jon
entire time. I don't want
Snow's
it. I don't want
mom
it.
should
I
have
don't
been
want it.
around the whole entire rest of the season.
Well, because she comes back as like an undead warrior.
No, well, no, she comes back
I
because when they cut her throat, the oh god, the fire dude. They say the
Lord
words,
of
and she
Light?
comes. Yeah, thank you. She comes back to life, but she can't talk because she's mute because they cut her throat.
Oh no, I'm still laughing. Okay, so
I've read the
if-
books, so
So if they delivered Ned Stark's body and his without his head to Winterfell, and they were all hiding in the crypt, and all the dead bodies started coming out of those tombs, why didn't I get a headless Ned Stark running around the room?
nearly headless
Leslie
Ned
Headless.
Stark.
Why didn't I get Ned Stark? With
I don't know.
headless Ned Stark running around
I don't know whoever thought that was a good idea. Let's put everyone with the undead
Yeah.
in the undead chamber.
in the undead
All
chamber.
right. Well, yeah, I thought that was ridiculous. I was like, you guys are
I have
stupid.
serious questions
But
about the last
I
season.
will have to say is this like throughout the whole entire series, what was I want to ask this is like throughout the whole entire series. I want to start with you, Gavin. What was your favorite scene through the whole thing?
When Arya got her vengeance on the janitor from Harry Potter. I forget what his
Oh.
name is.
Walter
Oh
Frey.
yes,
Which
where
she
he's
is
just he's just
and he
eating.
just slid
Argus
her.
Filch.
Oh yeah,
The janitor
Turn it around Harry Potter, you know.
I was like, are you eating his cat?
Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite. I mean, I love the Red Wedding. That whole thing was beautiful, but that part, and the other part was when they went after Lady Tyrell for killing everybody, and she's like, "I want her to know I did it." Like that.
Tell Cersei it
She
was
was
me.
hardcore. Like that woman was awesome.
I did. I
That
loved
was
it.
Grandma House Tyrell in the house.
Tell Cersei it was me.
Oh.
Like she had no F's to give by that point.
Oh,
No, she didn't
entirely.
care.
She shot that. But she's like, okay, whatever. Sure, I don't
Tell
care.
it was me, dude.
That is a
Holy
legacy
shit.
right now. What about you, Harley?
Like I said, I really love the visually aesthetic Drogon with the.
That was a
With the
pretty epic
wings.
shot.
And I also loved when Dany was in the House of the Dead, or the Tower of the Dead,
Yeah.
and they did the flashback scene to what she should have had, and then it foreshadowed the end
Yeah.
with the Iron Throne in the dusty room.
I guess I can't remember the city name, but it's the one with the giant tower and all the whole library and everything.
The
That
Citadel.
the Citadel. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's just walking in, and it's just like that right there was just breathtaking.
That was like skadoosh. Wet pants.
Spadoosh. It's just wow.
I just was expecting Belle on the ladder to be rolling around going, ah! Like, I saw that scene, that's all I saw, y'all.
But
Me on the ladder going, excuse me, I have to go change my pants.
But that was also any scene with Grandma Tyrell, and she is the cattiest, most snarkiest
Love
bitch there
catty.
ever is, and she will come at you tenfold with everything. She talked down to everyone. It didn't matter who you were, even especially when her and
Cersei,
Cersei were going
it
at
was
it.
me.
Just cracked me up. I love it.
Yeah, so what do you, how do you think he's going to end the books? Because
Well-
he's going to have to do something completely
You
differently.
already said it's going to end very differently.
I think more people are actually going to die.
Everybody's going to die.
Yeah,
I'm being handed a note real quick.
Notes.
we have notes
All
here.
the notes.
We have notes. Notes.
The Mac crashed.
Oh, fine.
So I may have you guys wrap up the show here in about 10 minutes while I
Okay.
go try to fix it.
It happens, guys.
Because
Technical difficulties
Computers
always
suck.
happen.
This stuff always happens.
See, this is why I don't buy Apple products.
This is I don't know.
This is why when we do the thing, I'm not buying Macs.
No, we're not buying any Mac computers.
No
I don't-
comment.
Like, I'm the only one at work with an Android phone, and I'm the only one who doesn't have a problem.
Android all the way.
PC all the way. These
Jeffrey
stupid,
likes Apple because he's a dirty.
Well, he works for Apple. He has
I
to
know
like
he's
it.
a dirty Apple product user.
Okay, back to how do you think he should end the books?
With Danny getting her way.
I really did want her to win. in the end.
I wanted my Disney ending where Danny and Jon Snow had adorable, creepy.
They're related, so they'd have like
I wanted, it's very
weird,
Targaryen.
like
It's
oblong
Targaryen.
babies.
They
I
were weird oblong babies.
really hope there's going to be a huge, nice twist at the end. And I honestly, this is one of my favorite characters as much as. And I mean, come on, guys, you have to like the villains in some shows, but I personally really kind of hope that Cersei wins in the end.
Danny is the villain.
But I know.
No,
But I really
she should've
like.
won.
I really want Cersei to win, though. Like I want Cersei to win. I want her to remain on the throne, and
I don't
something
know,
happens.
I wanted her dead so bad.
Yeah.
I hated her more than I hated Dolores Umbridge.
a character.
Dolores
A
Umbridge.
character we love to hate.
Yeah, like
You know you hated her more than you hated Voldemort.
you did.
Yeah.
Her, like I can't do it. Perfectly cast
Look
character.
like
Anyways,
a toad.
so I want to talk about what happened in the last season because it created some super toxic fandom.
It created some
It
like
created
super
monsters.
questions.
Did you know there was a petition for HBO to rewrite the show, and the writers went back and said, if you think you can rewrite it, and then you can produce it on the show.
You know
and
what?
no one did anything
You know
after
what?
that because
There
the writers.
are thousands of fan fictions. I bet you
Yeah.
I can go to fanfiction.net, pull any Game of Thrones fan
Mm-hmm.
fiction, and still get a better ending.
Yeah, either way, I personally I enjoyed the show. I'm very happy that it was on the network. It finally got on TV. If people are upset with it, people are upset with it. I personally, though, I
It ended.
appreciate it.
It's good ending.
I
It was
think
good
it's-
ending.
Watched 8 seasons, and it was.
I
a
think
good
it
show.
started when Arya killed the Night King, and everyone lost their mind. I was like, that was awesome, y'all.
It was kind of anticlimactic.
Oh, the and I was like,
It was
wow.
like the last like 30 seconds of the episode.
I
What do you think was going to
I was
happen?
like, very anticlimactic. I was hoping for a rollover, but I knew it was
People,
Like an
people
explosion,
there
like,
are people with
"Wah!"
green
like he-
eyes, brown eyes, and blue eyes. Hello, foreshadowing.
She never killed anybody with green eyes, though.
That we know of. Well, she's still going to the world of the West,
Yeah.
wearing a cowboy hat, riding around on like 6-legged horses. I could see that happening.
You're
Yeah.
seeing aliens.
Yeah,
That's a Murloc.
I
do
think
like that.
I think the biggest problem is with this fandom and fandoms in general, they're becoming way too entitled. They're becoming way too.
They take it too
It's my way
seriously.
or no way.
It's how the world is changing. I mean, unfortunately, it's how
Stereotypical.
You have to I swear at this point you have to make a pick your own ending kind of thing to make anybody happy.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. You can't make everyone happy.
That's what fan fictions are
And
for.
yeah, just
Don't
enjoy
like it, go write a fan
enjoy that's on the big screen. Enjoy that you get to sit down
Be happy
and
it wasn't
watch something
on ABC and canceled.
or Fox.
And canceled, or in the channels that canceled.
Yeah.
No, I was kind of detoured by the way everyone was reacting, especially, they foreshadowed everything happening with Dany. You
And
knew
it-
she
it
was going to die,
it
but they
was
acted like
in-
they turned it into
seasons
this
ago.
toxic masculinity.
She turned into her father.
like
Burn them all.
tirade against women. I'm like, that's not what it was at all, y'all.
No, it wasn't. It was a beautiful ending. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all she wanted was to be loved. She picked somebody, and unfortunately, had Jon not have known he was a Targaryen, even though that plot meant nothing by the end of that show, had that whole plot they built up. I'm not going to let that go ever. It's, hi, my name is Jon Snow. I'm a Aegon Targaryen. This plot device didn't exist, kind of thing. But had he not have known, I think it would have been a very different show ending because he would have been happy with Dany, and Dany wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I think
I would have gotten my Disney and
the
However-
only reason they had that plot point was so she would go mad, burn down King's Landing, and make everyone question.
She went batshit, okay? She went literal batshit, just like her father, which I
Back on.
appreciated
We're
so
on
much.
TV.
But
Face.
no, you're right, because the other thing
I
was
don't care anymore.
there was a lot going on in the episode. People didn't like really understand
Yeah.
all the wildfire that was going off. The city was going to burn down anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
It was.
But
you
because
know,
you don't specifically say that, people don't understand.
yeah, I mean, you could see the wildfire going off in the background.
Yeah, so that
And
was
then
that was Cersei's
it
backup
didn't
plan.
all it didn't all explode during when the church burned down. It didn't. So I mean, it happened.
I do like how when she was burning down the whole town and there was like little places where the green dragon fire was blowing up. It was like Cersei had so many areas where they were making that stuff. It was
Hey,
insane.
You know, the Targaryen, the Mad King had it planted too. Not all of it was Cersei.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like
I mean,
when
a lot of it
she
was
blew
there
up
from beforehand.
when she blew up the wedding in the cathedral and all that stuff,
That
and then her
was
son,
beautiful.
that was beautiful. And then her son just gets to the window and falls out.
Yep. I was just like, it's fantastic. It's just like, you know what?
Bye, everybody.
Screw it. Do
So,
yourself.
what do you think they're going to try to replace it with? Game of Thrones now that they're done. Because I love the heck out of Westworld, but it's no
I'm-
Game of Thrones.
I would like to see Wheel of Time series come on board.
Do you think that his Dark Materials is going to be as good as Game of Thrones?
I can't say anything until I see it.
You know, it's gonna be a while for something to come out as good as Game of Thrones. You know, there are talks of them doing a Harry Potter series like that.
Ugh.
Well, we want to see it in Harry. Like, we're pretty much done with Harry Potter.
You could do
entire series as a TV show versus what we got cut out.
Would
Like,
you
we would
want to
get-
watch it though? Because it was those movies are so good.
Peeves. You'd actually get peeves.
I honestly, as much as I love Harry Potter and everything, I like the movies that are coming out right now, but I'm kind of just done with Harry Potter.
You know,
I really am.
I'd be happy with a World of Harry Potter series, not just Harry Potter story.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
were just in there like they did with Fantastic Beasts, I think it'd be okay. I don't want to go back to Harry Potter. I don't want to go back to Hogwarts. I want to go out into the world.
There we go. Then I would be interested in watching it. If it
like,
goes
not
back to
just like-
Hogwarts, I'm so
You know,
done with
I
it.
feel like it should be a little bit about the school, you know, do a thing with the school, but not make the whole focus of the school. Like,
No,
there's
no.
Evermore.
They need to go to a different school and do
They've got
things there.
Evermore, they've got Durmstrang.
I want to watch. They're all like grungy and Durmstrang. Who wants to watch that?
I want to watch the hot guys take their shirts off. Don't judge me.
I didn't judge you. It's just they're like okay. Anyways,
It's Crumb, man. Victor Crumb.
like
Victor Crumb.
You know, they're walking down with the sticks.
I can already see this getting out of hand. Yeah, no, Harry Potter series have to be out into the Wizarding World doing different things.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
That would be
Yeah.
neat.
I think
I
it'd be
would
fine.
I would appreciate that.
I
You
really
know,
would-
we could have like a little like blip of Harry Potter, like not cursed child, but blip, and be happy.
I also think I want to know what Amazon's doing with Lord of the Rings series.
I
If Ian McKellen is
screamed when I
not-
saw that.
If Ian McKellen is not going to be Gandalf,
Gandalf.
Screw it.
He's getting up there, but
he says he wants to.
He wants to.
Dude, he keeps saying, "I want to be Gandalf."
Well, I love.
I would love
those
it if he
movies. I
was.
watch them every Thanksgiving. I watch the whole extended series. I love those movies. Not so much The Hobbit.
I like the
I
Hobbit.
mean, I know the Hobbit movies. They're fun, but they're no Lord of the Rings. But
I
people
like
It
the
is
Hobbit
true.
'cause
that
the
love
music.
Lord of the Rings don't like the movies.
The
Like, they
Hobbit
won't
was
watch
very different from the Lord of the Rings series. It really was.
Well, it's they had better technology. It was a different time. Things were more lighthearted. I mean, it's the same thing between Star Wars and the prequels. It was
I
a
like
different
the
universe.
I like the singing dwarfs.
Do you want them to take off their shirts too?
Some of them already did. Thor and Oakenshield, no shirt.
All right, so we have about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go deal with this technical issue. You guys wrap up the show.
Okay.
Talk about your hour-long combat creations.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Next week we're gonna be talking about why we're obsessed with nostalgia here, and it's gonna be interesting because I'm kind of done with the nostalgia factor, and I have a tirade, so just be prepared.
Okay, I got a tirade about it too. Why are you turning all my 80s shows into frickin' musicals? Not that I don't love Beetlejuice, but why?
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about it next week.
It's
You guys
really good, but why?
wrap up the show. I'm gonna go get these videos ready because I'm just warning you, there'll probably be some technical difficulties for the next half hour. So if you want to rewatch it, it'll be on the website this weekend. So I don't have any idea how it's going to play back because
We're gonna
the
find out.
Macintosh hates us, and it never. I was here an hour and a half early today to get this stuff ready, and we still had problems to the last minute, and nobody can figure it out.
Welcome
That's
to the
problem.
world of filming.
Yeah, no, welcome to the world of a public filming space where people like to push buttons and make lights go backwards and just.
For weird reasons.
You mean we haven't already?
No.
Yes.
All right, you guys wrap up the show. Have fun.
So I definitely gotta say, like overall, the whole entire scenario of the Game of Thrones series, I think it was perfect. Like from beginning to end,
Yeah.
it was great. It gave the fans what they wanted. There was a lot of fans that said otherwise near the end, but at the same time, it's like, come on, guys, you don't want it to be predictable. It's just
No,
stop.
as a person who watched beginning to end in less than 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wasn't gonna read the books until the series was over. The series is over now, so I guess I can
Yeah.
read the books. I mean, I already know they've already told me that Tyrion doesn't look as
Oh
Peter
no! Oh
Dinklage-y.
no! His nose was supposed
nose
to be
is
dumped
gone. He's
in,
supposed to look
everything.
like
Oh, he yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know, overall, I'm happy that the series is finally over. It took him forever, but at the same time, I'm also happy that it
It's over.
got onto the TV, onto the screen, and
didn't get canceled.
It was perfect, and they are doing it complete. And they went off from the books for a while. They were kind of following it, and then they went off. So now you get to go
nice.
and read the books and read a completely different story and not know exactly what happened. Now, if you get to see the series first before reading the books. Hey, and you're like, wait, this didn't happen. Well, of course it didn't happen.
book scoop.
It's what TV does. I mean, hello.
didn't
You
get
remember
my
the
peeves in
you remember
Harry
the
Potter.
Sticky Stackhouse series, True Blood? I mean, come on, they went way off from that too.
refused.
I
really
refused
just
to
don't
watch
like her
this
writing.
last season.
No, I just don't like her writing. I
So
did love Midnight Texas though.
entirely. So guys, we really hope you enjoyed this episode. Tune in. We're about to go to our
Combat Creation.
we're about to Combat Creations.
1 hour episode and then Mary Sue games.
Yep. So we got a little 1 hour episode today, and we started from beginning to end, and yeah, we'll see where it ends up. So thanks again for bringing up the Game of Thrones. I think that was awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Join us next time here on
Kaiju Labs Media.
What did you say?
Bye.